Okay. Hey everybody, this is the Ask the Sensei Q&A webinar for July 5th. I'm Tish Hicks, the Master Sensei of the VO Dojo. Very glad to have you guys here. We're a small but mighty group today, so let's open it up to any questions that you have. Must have been some reason that you came on this call, or are you just lurking? If you're lurking, and Jason will be joining us in a moment. Here we go. I'm going to do some checking in the background. So, Alex, you're here. What questions do you? Oh, here we go. Okay, hold on.
No, please answer those first.
Let's see. Okay, so no one's using. Everyone's using. Okay, here's a question. So this is a question from Juliet. I've been advised against SoundCloud for posting new demos. I have 6 new demos coming out. Where would you post them? I think, I'm not really sure. I think I've been using SoundCloud. When Jason comes on, he might have a little bit more insight on that. Is there any more reason why you would not do SoundCloud? Any more reasons that whoever's been advising you against it? Jim says SoundCloud was having some money issues. Interesting. Okay. So it's not stable in that way. Okay. I don't know what you mean, Juliet, when you say I still have no mute. Because I'm just seeing what you're typing. Are you not hearing me? That would be a different question. Cool. So, yeah. Oh, okay, Juliet, there is no mute and unmute because we are on a webinar. You can just hear me. I can't hear you anyway. And Jim, thank you, thank you for bringing us up to speed here about SoundCloud. The thought is to have another option just in case. Excellent, and that's good to know. I will make sure work on this, and I am okay. Excellent. Okay, and Juliet says partly because when you post on SoundCloud, you end up hearing anything that they have and it doesn't stop playing. I just want to post one thing at a time. I know that VoiceSam has been is something that allows you to do one thing at a time, or break your demo into things that are just one thing at a time. And Jim says you can embed the SoundCloud player in your own site. Yes. Okay. Excellent. Cool. So there's a discussion here. You can embed the SoundCloud player on your own site, and some people suggest Dropbox. Yeah, I will. I'm going to wait until Jason comes on because he might have some other insights into this. But this is a great discussion. And Juliet, congratulations on having all of your demos done. There we go. Okay, here's some more questions. Excellent. So when Jason comes on, guys, we'll circle back. We'll circle back to the SoundCloud versus Dropbox question. Stephen says, being relatively new to VO, would you suggest subscribing to a site like Voices123? I think, I mean, Stephen, you're just stepping into the dojo. So I think that for now you wouldn't necessarily have to worry about that. I think you should get your skills going, get your tools in place, and then start getting them out into the world. If you know, in the grand scheme of things, subscriptions to Voices123 and Voices.com are not cheap, but not incredibly expensive, right? But I think, so if you wanted to explore it, you can do that. Hold on, there's little fires happening here. Hold on one second. But for where you're at right now, I would hold off on that, if that makes sense. Hold on one second. I'm just trying to figure out what is going on here. Let's see. Okay. Eilish says, how do folks deal with heat management when doing VO? I have multiple sclerosis, and I know AC has to be off when I record at home, and have been warned where I will be recording my demo can get stuffy. Heat and MS don't get along too well. Yes, that is very true. And the whole heat and ventilation thing in terms of doing voiceover is an eternal dilemma. So in terms of your own space, there are great solutions that are very quiet AC units, but when you're going to someplace else, I know some people have been sharing ideas about like having things like cooling packs, or I know someone who has a particularly hot booth has even gotten a cooling vest. I'll see if I can get more information about that and share that with you. So what can you do to keep yourself cool would be one way to approach that. But to have something that goes around your neck, or I think even this jacket, this vest thing is another way to think about it. And then just, I think everybody has to, oh, Jason's here, yay, terrific. Let me promote him to panelist. There we go. Oh, and Anne, you made it on. Good, good, good. Excellent. There's Jason. Hey, Jason, how are you? Let's see. We can't hear you, or I can't hear you. So,
there we go.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. How's it going?
Hey, everybody. This is Sensei Jason Linere White, and just in the nick of time. Actually, Jason, you might have some insights. There was an earlier thread that's in the chat. Juliet was asking about being advised against SoundCloud, and Jim shared that it was more
to get SoundCloud, you said?
It was. Oh, I don't think that's gonna.
Yeah, I was gonna try to.
Yeah, can you not see the?
I'm looking at the chat. I think I'm only allowed to see from the point of when I joined. It's not showing me the history.
Oh, I see. Okay. So, so Juliet said she has 6 new demos and has been getting advised against SoundCloud for posting new demos.
Yes, and here's the reason why. SoundCloud, for whatever reason, it looks very unprofessional. So when sometimes when there's a phenomenal talent and they hand you their card and it says johnsmith@gmail.com, subconsciously people think that they're not as professional or as polished as they are because they haven't even invested in johnsmith@johnsmith.com or johnsmith@voiceovers.com or whatnot. And SoundCloud is the exact same way. The quality is very good. SoundCloud's implementation is great. And they were in the last year, they were in the vein of going away, and someone bailed them out, kind of like Amoeba Music in Hollywood out here. But the consensus is if your stuff is on SoundCloud, that's another channel and another redirect that someone has to wait for when they click on your demo. So let's say you send an email to an agent and they want to hear your demo. They click on that. Instead of going directly to your page or the demo playing right within your email, it's going to send them it's going to send them on a redirect to SoundCloud. Now they have to listen to your demo on SoundCloud and then click that on SoundCloud to go to your website. More than likely, they're not going to do that. And if they also see so many other demos on SoundCloud, they might listen to one but anticipate hearing something else. So they might listen to your commercial demo while they're looking at your promo and animation, and they're thinking, I wonder which one I'm going to click on next. I don't have time for this. I don't even really know SoundCloud. It comes off as not as polished or professional. So the consensus, what Tim Friedlander says, is get off of SoundCloud entirely. Just get off of there and just have it direct straight to your website. That's the easiest place. That's your landing zone, your safe zone is your website. It should be the central hub for where you come back to and have all your demos play there. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't have your demos on SoundCloud. You can have your demos on SoundCloud, just don't direct people there. Why would we do this? This is another outlet that we're teaching Google to link up Juliet and VoiceOver in the world of the internet. So as many places as you can log in for free without having to pay, it's fine. Just keep that profile hidden or keep it unlisted or whatnot. That way, even on YouTube, put your demos up there and you want to tag VoiceOver. You're teaching Google every time they hear Juliet and VoiceOver, they start to make a unison and a comparison to that. So you start to rank up in the pages.
Hmm. See, I knew Jason would know. This is why we're the team. Yeah. Good. Is that helpful, Julia? And flipping around a little, Eilish, Juliet suggested a cool towel for keeping cool.
Sure.
Tish has MS and is going to be working in a studio that may or may not, but she doesn't know how to what the situation will be. So needs to. Yeah.
There's a couple of things you can do. If you take a water bottle, a regular 16.9 ounce water bottle, and you fill that up with 30% water and 70% rubbing alcohol, you're going to put that in your booth and try to get it as high as you can. So try to hang it from the ceiling or on a ledge or a shelf. You're going to open that and let that dissipate. It's going to soak in all of the hot air, and all the cool air is going to start to come out and cool the booth down, believe it or not. The bigger you can get this, the better. You want to freeze it as well. Put it in the freezer, let that freeze completely solid, and then when you open it, you'll see all this sort of smoke come out, and what that's doing is cooling down the area you're in. Now, if you can get a bucket and freeze a bucket and do that, that's fine. Most people don't have that much room in their freezer. But a water bottle works. Also, regular, excuse me if everyone's already gone through this, but a regular washcloth. Wet those and make them in the shape of a U. Put those in the freezer. Then I give them about 10, 20 minutes. Then take that and put that around your neck. As long as you can cool your neck area down, the rest of your body temperature will cool itself down. And 80% of our body heat is in our feet. So if you take off all socks and try to record barefooted if you can, even if you just have socks on, that will cool your temperature down by at least 5 to 10 degrees itself.
Excellent. Good. And then it looks like, Jim, we're going to have to hire you. There's also, Jim also shared a link to a multiple sclerosis cooling vest too. Nice. So thank you for that. This becomes the group mind. That's great. And so let's see. Juliet says, but if I send them to my website, how do I get them to listen to a specific demo at a time? Isn't that what VoiceSam does? Like listens to a specific demo?
VoiceSam does, and VoiceSam is cool. For the full features, I believe it's $80 a month now. So,
Wow, that's expensive.
yeah. So there's an annual fee you can pay, and then I know to utilize all of the features, it's I believe $80, and that's having your demos play right within your email. So when you email someone, they can just click promo, commercial, animation. It'll play within the email. Very, very cool. It's awesome. And then there's other analytics that come along with that. But I know for the full gamut to be able to do that, it's about $80 a month. So that's, again, not speaking upon that negatively. That's something you would have to think about in the back of your mind is it worth it? Maybe try it for 30, 60 days. And if it works for you, no problem.
And Juliet says 80 is for the SEO. Otherwise, it's 11. So it could.
Okay.
So figuring out what you need of that supersonic packet.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah.
Definitely. Let's see. So as far as that's the thing, unless you have what most people do, and what I've told a lot of people what works is, let's say I go to your demo, I go to Juliet's website, pops up. Here's your website. What you can also have are pages that lead up to that play different demos. So you can have a page that says promo, and only your promo demo is on there. You can have a page that says commercial, animation, narration, whatever. And the reason why I would say this is that you can click on that individual page. Let's say we're talking about a promo demo right now. You go to your website, click the promo tab. If you click at the top of the field there, the top of the search bar, you can copy that link. And then when you email that to someone, that's the only part of your website that they'll see. They'll land, once they click, they'll go directly to that page. So they'll just see the promo demo. They'll press that and listen. Now they'll be on your website, but they'll start on that page. Now that's one way of doing it. The other way would just be to just send them the individual demo and as an attachment. You know, that's probably the easiest way. If you really have a baseline with the person you're emailing, you could just go ahead and send them that individual demo. Here's my promo demo. Other than that, it's a grab bag. When someone lands on your website, they'll click around, or they may listen to all of the demos except the one you want them to. You never know.
Right, I see what you're saying. And then I think that it's also important on your website that people are able to access sound, like access what they need to hear. Going back to not having to click through to something else to get to the sound. They should press the button and be able to hear your voice within 3 seconds.
Yes.
Otherwise, they will click out. They'll just keep on going. So let's see. Along these lines, and then Alex, I want to make sure that Alex is here in person because he was at the Anime Expo and got referred, but missed the webinar part, but he's here in person.
Awesome.
So, let's see. Let me just check. So Anne asks, where's the best place to store one's demos when they ask me to email my demo if I don't have a website yet or get my website? I would suggest touching base with Danny States. I know her VoiceOver View product it includes a free place to put your demos, a free website that would be a great place to start. In addition to being able to explore what she's created, which I think is a fantastic tool. It's a VoiceOver customer relations management program that keeps track of your clients and your invoicing. And is really quite affordable. I haven't had a chance to play around with it, but I would look there first. And I think, I think also in the same way that it's easy when you're getting started to get caught up in, oh God, I came up with a word for it the other day, like gear jam or something. Like you get jammed up because you're like, oh, I don't have the right gear, so I can't do anything until I get like exactly the right gear, and then I won't do anything yet. So I think, obviously you need, your website is very important, and having it be of in terms of just its function, having everything you need and people being able to find it easily, and then also making sure that it looks of a certain caliber. If it looks like a generic thing off the shelf that you just kind of posted your name in Helvetica in, that's going to be a reflection of you. So it is part of the whole branding. But I would suggest, in terms of, especially if you're starting out, to find the simplest way at the highest caliber to get something out, and then continue. Because a website is another like Gear Jam thing. Like you can get like, oh, my website's not providing. Yeah, it's not so. Are people hearing your stuff? So, what's your thought on that, Jason?
It looks like someone also hinted at, what was it? VoiceOverview gives one a free page, and it's like a landing page. You can put that on there. Mm-hmm. And Facebook pages, they're free. You can create your own Facebook page for your voiceover career, and you can link demos there that will stay at the top. You can pop 2 or 3 files up there and then just click pin to the top of this page. So you can then use that link to send to someone, and they don't need to sign up for Facebook. They don't have to be a member of Facebook. They don't have to register or any of that. They'll just get the Facebook page, and it's basically your free website. You can put all your headshots up there, demos, whatever you like, and then that's a very, very good way that already looks similar to what people are doing anyway. The average person is on Facebook at least once or twice a day. So by having your profile come to them through a facet they're already using, it just gets the subconscious to think already, oh, yeah, okay, I've seen this already. I know what Facebook is. I know how to navigate this. Where the demos are there at the top, click, there we go. Right. No problem with doing that. And you can also just email them directly until you get a website. So my website is, we're always revamping, right? So our website is, they'll say currently being created, but it's in the process of being overhauled or updated, or something new and bright is coming from it. So a rebirth, the Phoenix rebirth is happening for the website. So then here's my demos, and just shoot it directly to them that way. Yeah.
This is good. Mostly we want ways that people can find you. If they look up, oh, who was that gal I met on the tour of Venmo the Opera? Oh, Ann Kennengeiser. Yeah, let me see what she's doing. Mm-hmm. So that they can find you that way. Yeah. And then I think that makes sense. Good. Alex, did you have a question?
Yes. I've done a lot of amateur work in the past. I've done some narrations for YouTube, and I've done a voiceover for a video game mod for Fallout 4, and I want to be able to make a more professional voice acting resume. And I know that I've got a couple of demos, but I would like to touch upon those in different ways that could actually stand out. And I was just wondering, like, how I could actually make a professional resume for amateur voice actors to take that next step to become more serious about what they want to pursue, if that makes sense.
Well, I think first of all, and this is something that we really emphasize at the dojo. I'll kind of see if I can talk to everybody. I'm talking to you. Is if this is what you're going to do, you need to stop making distinctions of you being amateur or professional, because you've done work and you want to do more work. So the thing to set, your internal alignment is, I'm a voiceover professional. So how do I present myself in the most professional way? Which is the crux of your question, but the way you just phrased it seems like there's some distinction that you're making from what you've already done to what. And all of us on the way to building our voiceover career. Sometimes the helicopter comes and you just go right up and, oh look, I can quit my job. But chances are that may or may not. I have. One of my good friends from when I was starting out had a lot of really good breaks at the beginning, and was the voice of Taco Bell. He wasn't the Chihuahua, but he was the announcer on all of those Yo quiero Taco Bell things, and he had a good run. And then after the next thing didn't come, and he was like, oh, I have to feed my family. So the thing about that is, while you're building this business, you may have other things that you're doing to make your living, and as you continue on the journey, it will start, the fabric of voiceover that you're weaving in will become, oh, that's just the fabric of it. So that's sort of the bigger internal mindset picture that the functional question that you're asking is, what should a voiceover resume look like?
Well, mostly just the tools that you'll need to actually shape a resume, instead of like making a Word document, but more along the lines of I guess like how you said, like a voiceover page, or like how he stated with linking people to a Facebook page with your demos on it. It's mostly because from where I'm where I'm wanting to get more serious, I'm possibly just ignorant on the actual tools or what I need to use to get my demos out there.
Okay. Well, two layers of questions there. One, well, I think in general, sometimes I see people list the clients that they have, but most of the time it's letting your demos speak for themselves, literally, and then presenting them visually in a way that has impact, right? So it has much more impact on a website to have a McDonald's logo or Subaru logo, or Jay just is the voice of Esquire, to have that. Congratulations on that, man. To have those logos and the visual impact rather than from blah, 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 right? So I think it's shifting that, and then letting it really is about the sound, right? If they're listening for things. And then my next layer of question is, what are the areas that you're going after? You were at the Anime Expo. So I think also how you build those relationships and how you get things to people, you'd take a slightly different approach in terms of how you're building relationships for each genre. What are your thoughts, Jason?
So it's funny, as you started telling me all the projects that you worked on, the word you used was amateur, but I took this workshop a couple of years ago about revamping your resume, and all the work we do is just that, it's work. So take that word amateur out and it's still work, because all I heard was you worked on Fallout 4. Awesome. If I want to learn more, I'll ask. And I heard you say you worked on a couple of other projects that sound familiar to me. So when you're creating your resume, just acclimate what you have worked on. That's it. Just list, I've worked on Fallout 4, I've worked on this, I've worked on that. If people want to know more, they'll ask. And definitely don't bend the truth, but the majority of people are going to glance. If it's in bullet points, you're going to look, cool. Okay, he's worked on titles I've seen. Awesome. Cool. And then, you're able to thus then win this person's trust, and they'll start sending you whatever it is you're seeking. If it's representation, if it's just to open up the door so they'll listen to your demo, just about any of that. I think right now the huge shift is people are doing two things. Anyone, and when I say people, not just clients, I'm talking about anyone who can hire us or put us in front of someone who can hire us, or someone in the middle of that chain, in the magic of creating something, is they're not really listening to demos to see how good we are anymore. They're listening when we suck. So they press play and they're going like this. I anticipate this person to suck, so I can delete this demo and go on. And so if we keep consistently doing great throughout our demo, they anticipate, they then go, oh, that's not bad. I guess I'll keep listening. Cool. I'll send this person, put this person in this file over here. Once we throw them off or we sound too needy, or our email is please, 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 they click delete. They're waiting and anticipating. They expect us to be at a certain level to where everyone is awesome. Everyone's at 100%. So they're not expecting us to be great. They anticipate us to be great. They're looking for us to suck in some aspect. So they hit play and they do this. Oh, totally didn't believe that. Delete. So that's what we're up against. That's how everything has changed. So because of that, sound quality doesn't have to take precedent. It doesn't. It's people are booking on their iPhones now, right? Because they're listening for the reads. So I went kind of off on a tangent, but think about all the things you've worked on, whether you've gotten paid $0 or $1 million, it's still work. So you have a long body of equipment. The story that reminds me of that is when I was taking that seminar was this woman said, I've been taking care of my elderly mother for 8 years. She passed away. I would like to get into hospice. During that time, I've been doing school online. I've gotten my degree, but I have no experience. And the instructor said, you have tons of experience. You have 8 years worth of experience. You've been taking care of someone. You just don't have to let them know it's your mother. So put everything you've done for her on your resume, and as long as you can back that up, they'll hire you. And sure enough, she thought you could see this light bulb go off, and it's the same thing for you. Just take everything you've done, how it correlates to what it is you would like to do, and I'm sure you have years of training and things that when you really stop and think about it, put it to paper, you go, oh wow, yeah, I've read to children in some shape or form, so there's narration. I've done, and it starts to just ferret itself out.
Yeah, and then that ties in with making sure that you're thinking of yourself as a pro, right? Yeah. Always the inside and the outside. Great. Good. Let's see. Jim, you said you were thinking of some questions, so let us know if you have anything. And Juliet asks, what do you do as far as keywords, etc., on pay-to-play sites as people send you private invites? Maybe we can break the things down, because there's several elements to this, right? There's using keywords, so that's creating your profile, right? And then there's a whole nother question about private invites. Right.
Yes. When it comes to keywords, one method of going about that is literally taking each and every demo you have. Let's say you have 10 demos and they give you, I believe, 10 keywords you can use or whatnot. You can start from the top, from A, and just go through A through Z and add the first 10 A words and then go to the next demo. So let's say commercial, first A 10 words. Promo, first 10 B words, and go all the way down through Z until you've tagged every demo with everything. The reason why people do this is so that they pop up every time a client searches for, I'm looking for female in between this age range and who can do a 30-second read in promo reads, and your demos will pop up regardless. So that's one way. The other thing is to tag all the languages that you speak and the dialects. So many times people will type, they'll tag themselves as American, or they'll say English. Then they'll tag another demo, North American English. Then they'll tag another demo, British English. Then they'll tag another demo, Scottish English, Irish English. I can speak Caribbean English. The reason why is that you start to pop up in all these different facets and these different areas of the pay-to-play sites. And different clients see that. And so, for instance, here's a story. For some reason, Voice123 has been doing this. It still does it. I have to go back in about every, I'd say, 60 to 90 days and check on it, and I have to change it. My default native language keeps defaulting to Caribbean English. I don't know why. I have only one demo up there. But for I'd say maybe about 7 to 8 months, I was getting blown up from people within that area just sending me auditions for Caribbean-based stuff. I'm the international voice of KFC in the Caribbean. I've seen one commercial, but I guess there's other things that run over there. It's odd, and they found me that way. So once I went back and I changed my actual Jamaican demo to Caribbean English there, and then my regular demos to North American English, I started to open up again to more and more people. I'm not sure why that's been happening. It does that. As far as private invites, they can, what I know what's helped me is the more demos you have, the better. Take your regular first vanilla commercial demo that you have. Chop that up. Chop each and every spot into its own demo. It doesn't matter if it's 3 to 5 seconds long, 8 seconds. Pop those in the different fields. You might have a Honda spot, right? But it's a commercial read. Well, that's considered a car spot. So throw that under cars, put that in commercial, and there's a different spot. And even though that spot might be 5 to 8 seconds, that's another demo. You want to try to have as many as you can, because there's no limit. I know people who have 200 demos on the pay-to-play sites. 200 from the top all the way down to the bottom. And some people never listen to those, but those are helping them pop up in front of people and clients that would never know they were there to begin with if they didn't have those demos.
Right. So it's articulating what you do have in as many different ways that someone might be looking for it. Right?
Definitely.
So I'm trying to think, and that's, you explained the mind dance that needs to happen. Like, okay, well, if we take this element, then we could think of all of these different things. So, yeah, interesting.
The pay-to-plays are very funny. There's really nothing wrong you can do. I'd say the worst thing to do on a pay-to-play is to have your profile completely empty. Fill out every line to its max. People aren't going to read this, but what this does is, again, clients and anyone that can hire us, anyone who's in that world that can get us in front of someone who can hire us or forward us on, they're looking for the negatives. They're looking for things that automatically speak to them that go, the other profiles I saw they were more fleshed out. For some reason, subconsciously, this person must be less professional. So let's skip them. So fill out your profile from top to bottom. What I do is I go on other actors' profiles. I see what they've written and what they've said that's cool, and I go, oh, that's kind of, that resonates with me. I'll rewrite it in my own words and put that there. And it's like a dating profile. If you go on someone's profile and they only have, I like dogs and walks on the beach, you think, But the person that fills out their profile to the max, you understand that they've taken the time to do that, which means that they're more professional. This means more to them. So it's the same thing with clients or anyone who can get us in front of someone who can hire us.
Right. And I think that there's also a mind, like, having not come up in the pay-to-play model, it always seems to me like, let's see, not in a snobby way, but it does seem like how did I put this to someone the other day? If you want a cookie, or you want to give somebody a cookie, and how can you find the way to get the cookie to the person that you want to give it to, as opposed to like standing in a line where 50 other people are giving their cookies. So how do you cut to the chase? So with each game that you're entering, and I love Jason the way that you articulate the difference between the games. Like, oh, this game of Voices 1, 2, 3, of Voice 1, 2, 3 is like this. This game, voices.com, is like this. If you're doing this game runs like this. And how you want to play. So in hopefully everyone's tracking this cookie metaphor. So if in what you're just saying is, if you're on a pay-to-play site, make sure that you're standing with your cookie anywhere that somebody's looking, right? Like, oh, there's the girl with the cookie. Oh, yes. Great. And then I think the other thing that I'm trying to articulate is the more you can figure out how to not have yourself be put into the mud puddle.
Yes. Right.
Like that's the way I think. Like when you just like kind of toss your audition out there, it's just like, well, or your demo, like when people are looking for agents too, like, well, you could, just randomly send letters and stuff, and that works. But why wouldn't you have someone who's at that agency refer you, or have someone that you're working with call them and say, hey, I've worked with this person. Someone who makes that person go like, oh, Really? Yes, absolutely. I'll be right on it, right? That, as opposed to throwing it in the mud puddle.
Yes.
Like, oh, why would I get this demo out of a mud puddle? Like, oh, I found that, oh, what luck. As opposed to like, oh, here's this, right? I don't know if that makes sense. I'm a little wobbly.
We're with you.
That made sense. Good.
Yeah.
Good. We've got just a few more minutes. I want to tell you guys a little bit of what's going on over the summer at the dojo, and some things we have coming up. And then we probably might have time for one more question. If anyone has any more questions. This is a nice, cozy little group. What's going on? So next week we are starting the Summer of VoiceOver. This is an 8-week workout that you can join by just, we did a 2-hour free workshop last week that you can listen to, and it goes over some really basic tool sets that we work with at the dojo that will be what we'll be working with over the summer. So I call it Summer of EHow, virtual summer camp for grown-ups. So if you're just starting out, or it's a great place to just come. It's a once a week virtual thing. If you're interested and want to sign up today, you can use the code FIREWORKS, all caps with an S at the end, and it's $200 off the price. It's for July and August, and it's usually $497, and if you sign up today, it's $297. And then if you're more advanced, it also is part of our ongoing Mystery to Mastery program. So there will be people working at different levels in the group. So it should be super, super fun. And then the other crazy, cool, exciting thing we have happen, our last virtual fight club is coming up on Sunday night with Richard Dorton, who is motion capture video game. He's a guy, but he's like a genius and like the guy.
He's the guru.
He's the guru. If you have any interest in video games or motion capture, you want to be on this call. It's the VO Dojo Working Pro. It's a VO Dojo Pro call. So we have room for 12 players. So if you are a working pro with demo representation and you're booking, touch base with Maggie and let her know, or send us your demo if we don't know you already. But the cool thing about the virtual is that everybody can audit. So you can sign up to audit, and I would really highly recommend. I had a great conversation with him the other day, and he's just so passionate and true-hearted, and he's excited about doing this workout. We're going to be working in this format, in the Zoom format. We're going to focus on sort of facial capture thoughts, like how do you express all the emotions that you need to, kind of right here. So and I'm hoping that Richard will become someone that we can work with a lot. I know you have a show on Sunday, but you can also listen in again, or listen to the recordings. So anything else, Jason? I think those are the two big things.
I believe that's. I wanted to share. I love being an open book because that's how I learn. I love to ask questions in any setting that I'm in, and I want to share with everyone something that literally just happened a few moments ago. So I submitted for an audition for a car spot 2 weeks ago, and after the holiday and my takes got mixed down and sent to the client and everything, the gentleman just emailed me now saying that they chose a different voice. So they went with another actor, right? So I didn't get that spot. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to respond back to him and say, thank you so much. I truly appreciate you telling me, no problem. That yada yada, professionalism, cool. Then I'm going to snooze the email for 60 days. So in 60 days, unless he contacts me first, this same email is going to pop back up in 60 days. And then I'm just going to contact him send him another email just saying, how's it going? Hope everything's well, whatever. And any accolades that I've booked, let's say I'm grateful enough to book, let's say a forge spot. I'll say, hey, I've just, booked the spot. Here's the spot. Or, this reminds me of something that we worked on. It's all these touches. I'm going to constantly stay in contact with him. I don't even know how he found me, but I'm going to stay in contact with him every 60 to 90 days. That's just long enough to where we're not a nuisance and not asking for work, but staying relevant in some kind of way to where eventually it will lead to work for sure. It's like sharing your sandwich with someone, and then you find out they own a restaurant and they're going to treat you out to dinner that night. Oh, awesome. Thanks. You were so nice. Now you get this amazing meal. It's the same thing. And it's all from being genuine. I will never ask him for work. I'll just keep in touch, a basis with him, utilizing the email tracker I use, Newton Mail. It's just going to constantly come back to me, and I'll snooze if I get, cool, awesome, we're doing great, cool. Then I'll snooze it for another 60 days or throw them off maybe 45 days or something like that. So I just want to share that with people.
Yeah, and I'll tell another story that's like that. Maybe you can do something like this as well. And can you say the Newton name again? Jim asked.
Oh, sure. It's Newton Mail, like Sir Isaac Newton. Newton Mail. It used to be free for a long time, for about a year and a half, almost 2 years, and I used it. It was great. And then now I think it's $50 for a year. But this thing is a powerhouse. One thing I like about it that is different than Boomerang. I know some people will say Boomerang does the same thing and this and that. Boomerang only works with Gmail. And again, we're talking about professionalism, right? If a plumber shows up to your house, John the plumber at plumbing.com, you feel at ease. But if a plumber shows up to your house and it's John the plumber at gmail.com, you kind of, he might be a phenomenal plumber, but something about that, I don't know. If he can't take the time to get his own name there, it makes me a little uneasy. It's the same thing with Boomerang. Boomerang will snooze your emails for you and do some of these things, send emails later, but it has to be a Gmail account. So it has to be jasonlinerewhite@gmail.com. Whereas Newton Mail lets you put in all of your email addresses, and you can just click the individual ones or hit all inboxes, and it just does that stuff for you. So I've been utilizing this. It lets you use any type of signature you want. You can just throw a picture up there for your logo, and I mean, it's great. I like it. It works for me, and it works with the internet. So you can just use your phone, iPad, anywhere you want.
That's cool. And Juliet asks, do you use the Newton in conjunction with the CRM, or does it become your CRM? It
becomes my CRM. I've found out that for me personally, inputting contacts or having another system that does this, to me, I never go back to it. I just don't. I have the emails pop back up, and I can go through the thread really quick and see what we've talked about. Who is Sharon? I don't know who Sharon is. Here's the email. Pops up. I click on the thread.
Oh, I see.
Oh, it's the video game I auditioned for. Wow, she's just contacting me now, 8 months later? Oh, wow, they're still working on it. What did I say? I said this, I said that. Oh, got it. Cool. Sharon, thanks so much last time. How's your son's soccer game? How was the holiday? Also, the characters I auditioned for last time were great. I have a new character demo. Here you go. Whoop, so it's becomes my CRM with more notes that the other person has already put in.
Right. And a CRM being a customer relations management program.
Yes.
Good. Well, we're just at 11 o'clock. I wanted to give one other quick story about one thing that I did one time when I was I was up for a job for like TJ Maxx, and we got into like a demo. What was another girl that was at the same agency, but they kept on having us both come in and do paid demos.
Battle it out.
And back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
The crucible.
And then finally they went with her, and I sent a box of chocolate cigars like you would when someone was having a baby.
Yeah.
Like in blue tinfoil. And I wrote like, thank you so much, and next time I'd like the guitar. It was close but no cigar. Next time. And they called me back again. And they had given the other girl the job, and she ultimately got the job. But yeah, the whole It's not over till it's over.
Yes.
It's all about the gracious relationships. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then I'm just going to really quickly let Anne know. Anne asks, what are best resources to learn all the social media and Facebook information that Jason speaks of? Jay Preston, a couple times a year, I don't know if he's still doing it, but Jay Preston does a really great overview of using all of the social media for voiceover and how he's had success in doing it. So highly recommend that. You know, and you're in nth degree, so this is stuff that we can discuss. The nth degree is our Working Pro weekly workout, so we can help you continue to explore. I think the key is like exploring one at a time.
Yes.
And
give yourself 30 days.
You don't have to do everything at once. I'm just like, ooh, Instagram, how does it work? And
yes.
yeah.
If you go to EHow, they used to be Expert Village, and then they got bought out by something else, and now they're EHow, the actual letter E, as in everybody. So EHow, you can go there literally to EHow and ask using Instagram, and it'll pop up, or Snapchat, which is on its way out, or Facebook, and just start for 30 days with one. Only focus on one. Twitter in itself, once you learn Facebook and Twitter, they can kind of become the backbone. Everything else is supplemental and has its different reasons for doing things. Even Vimeo is different than YouTube, right? Daily Motion is different from Vimeo. So don't feel frustrated with me saying these different types of outlets, because they all serve a significant different purpose. But if you go to EHow, it literally breaks down with pictures and giant bold text of how to do certain things, of how to just break it down. Of first, setting up a profile, all the way to trying to gain followers or following someone else. Because in a nutshell, we really only need to be on this stuff very sparsely. Once you understand it, you don't have to be on there all day long. You'll get notifications all the time, but you really only need to respond to a few things. Let's say you're following someone you'd like to work with. Once they post, you might want to comment on that, but everyone else that posts different things, you can like their different individual posts, but you don't have to comment all the time. I hear some people saying it becomes a job, and truthfully it is, but it's a part of our career. People will not hire us unless they know we exist. And right now, without being so social, going out all the time, social media serves that purpose.
Right, and the relationship being the key thing.
Yes.
You're building relationships, so it's not just getting an email saying, "Hi, you don't know me, but here's what I think you should do. You should hire me. What can I do for you?" Like, you don't even know me. But if you're like, "Oh my gosh, that's the cutest puppy I've ever seen in North America. Oh, thank you. Great." And then, then the next time, "Oh, you're the girl who said that was the cutest puppy," right? I'm just making shit up, but
right.
It's being in relationship with and building relationships. So, yeah. Well, guys, it's 11:05.
Oh wow, it is.
But thank you all for being here. It looks like we might have gotten a couple of more people on. Jim, you're just invited to be our annotator. Fantastic job. You've been very helpful in supplementing everything the discussion has had, which is also why we come together, guys. It's so important. This work has become so solitary. You can go crazy talking to yourself in your own little box, and so having these times you just come together and like, oh, wait a minute, I just need to talk to somebody else, and understand you don't have to do it alone. It's always just you, but you never do it alone. So that's why we do this the first Wednesday of every month from 10 to 11, and we've always got good stuff going on. Do tell your friends, your voiceover friends. And the other really cool thing about the dojo is that we really are about A, aligning you with the power of your voice, and B, guiding, supporting, connecting, and accelerating you every step of the way from I don't know to working pro. So Alex, right?
Yes.
Alex is here and is thinking of himself in a very beginner way, but he's actually done some work. And so he starts putting himself in the context of this of this mix where people who are out working professionally at various levels are in, and then you start understanding, like, oh, right, because I am too, right? And we start talking about things in that way. So, so there's something for everybody. You know, I've been doing this for 20 years, and everything we're doing at the dojo, I'm still like, oh, yeah, because I need to know that. So, yay. Well, thank you guys so much. This is really excellent. If you have any questions or want to talk about anything, summer of VO or anything like that, you can go to the website, www.thevodojo.com, and sign up for a voiceover once-over. It's 15 minutes, and we can just talk about whatever you want to talk about, or if you have any questions. If you want to just sign up, you can just go to the website. It's all up there. Fireworks is the code for today. So, all right, guys. We'll have this recording for you to listen to again. Really appreciate you being here. Oh, yay, Greta's here. Oh, good. And Gary. Yay. All right. Well, we'll see you next month, if not sooner. And Jason, thank you so much for being here. And
definitely.
Yeah, we will.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thanks.
This was cool. Bye, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your week.